In the Hunter region of New South Wales, a forward-thinking council and a young graduate of architecture have delivered a new creative space that has inspired a community.
We went to the University of Newcastle, we collaborated with them, and we ran a competition with the students to see what they could come up with what sort of concept they could come up with, what design. And this is what they did. It's absolutely amazing.
And how did people respond to it, do you think? Why does it work so well?
I think it's quite unique for this place, like this area. You don't expect this to kind of be here, and I think that's what's really amazing about it. It's kind of, you can see it a little bit from the road, but not really, and then you come in the park and you're like, oh wow, what's this thing? And then instantly kind of it brings people towards it.
Tell me about using the block work and using it in a decorative way.
You have the block and it's a kind of blank canvas, and then when you start breaking it up and turning it and cutting it in different ways, it just creates this amazing opportunity.
But it wasn't just Sammy involved in the process. A local architect and an artist were involved in the unique blockwork pattern design.
And I think because Kira and Claire designed the design, but it was kind of a collaboration of knowing that the blockwork was the right thing for the design. And it was kind of working with us through like the detailing of how the bricks actually worked. And they've used bricks in projects. Like Claire's an amazing detailer and kind of knew exactly how the construction would work. And I think that was a really interesting part of it. So originally there's a line in the brickwork, and it was a reflection of what was above. And it's Morse code for different Awabakal words that are related to this place. And it's all about the casuarina trees and the needles, and then the dot and the dash of the brick, and the way that the brick's cut means different things. So I think that's the awesome thing about the blockwork, is it's kind of, there's the 3 or 4 different ways that they've cut the block, and then that creates different words. And it's really beautiful. It's just kind of this poetic, amazing thing, and it's kind of really brought the building together.
When you thought about this space, what did you think it needed to represent?
Well, I think it needed to represent its place a lot. A site that's kind of constantly in flux. There's a lot of things like the wind, and like it's right next to this beautiful lake. Like it has so many things it needs to connect to. And then there's the Cockle Creek there, which has a lot of history, and casuarina trees and all these things. And I think it has such versatile purpose. It could be like a really private, intimate, personal thing inside in this like 360 thing, and then it can open up to an entire like thousands of people. And I think that's like a really important part of the whole project.
And how important are places that are brave and interesting for regional communities?
Really important, because we want to draw people here to our city. And we've got so much talent in our area and surrounding area.
The contrasting blockwork, what was the idea behind that?
So it was kind of to separate, I guess it was to separate the different spaces, and it was kind of the amenity and the performance. And I think that having those 2 colours really separates them in a beautiful way, and also within the scale as well, having the cube and then the lower kind of space. I think the 2 colours really emphasise that, but I think that the building and the blockwork really gives it that time thing, that it can be here for a really long time, and it's meant to.